When we play chords on the guitar, what I'm doing with this hand is called strumming, like this. If I'm playing single strings, like this, that's called picking. Let's take a look at how we can improve our strumming technique by getting some basic concepts down. Then, by the end of the video, I'll show you how to play the most popular strumming pattern out there. Let's go. First things first, let's talk a little bit about rhythm. When you're playing chords, you're basically playing rhythm guitar to back up or accompany the soloist or the vocalist. Rhythm is the backbone of music. Being able to play in time to a steady pulse is something that should be constantly worked on when you're practicing. Okay, let's jump right in. I'm going to use some visuals here to represent the rhythm. Let's start with one bar of 4 beats. And we're going to place a whole note here in rhythmic notation. This is how it's going to be played. Next, we're going to place 2 half notes here in rhythmic notation, and this is how it's going to be played. And finally, we're going to place 4 quarter notes here in rhythmic notation, and this is how that's going to be played. As you've noticed so far, we've only been playing on beats 1, 2, 3, and 4, and strumming down on each. Generally, we want to strum downwards on the numbers, or the downbeat. Okay, that sometimes gets a bit boring, and we kind of want to spice things up a bit, so let's try playing in between the beats now. We're going to place 8 eighth notes here in rhythmic notation, and this is how that's going to be played. As you can see here, I'm playing in between the beats, and how we count that is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now the important thing to notice here is that I'm strumming up on the ends. That way I can strum down again on the numbers. Try tapping your foot while you play this and pretend that there's a string attached from your foot to your hand. Every time your foot taps down, your hand strums downward, and every time your foot comes up, your hand strums upward. This will help with your coordination, your technique, as well as internalizing the beat. Let's pick the E minor chord and do a couple of repetitions. Ready? Great, once you feel more comfortable with this, let's start working on different variations of strumming patterns.
Now let's incorporate a tie in the pattern. First, let's write the count underneath the measure so we know where to strum down and where to strum up. So as we know from our previous examples, we only strum up on the ands, or the upbeats, but now we have a tie here from the and of 2 to the 3. What a tie does is it combines 2 or more notes into one, and only the first note is played. So here we're only going to play the up strum on the and of 2, and let it ring out and come back in to finish the rest of the measure up, down, up. But in order to feel the rhythm and time go by more effectively, we're going to fake or ghost strum on the 3 so that we keep a consistent flow and we're not guessing when we have to strum again. So watch how I do it slowly here. Okay, now I'm going to do it in time. Ready?
So the last one here is a very popular strumming pattern, and I teach this pattern to all my students just beginning to learn more intermediate strumming patterns. So work your way towards this strumming pattern and make sure when you're practicing there are no hesitations in that fake strum or that ghost strum, okay? Once you get a good feel for the technique, throw on a metronome like I did just to keep your timing in check. I'll put a link down in the description below of a few more patterns you can check out and try. If you're wondering how to get the most out of your practice session, check out my related video on how to practice better. Thanks everyone. If you enjoyed the video, click subscribe and hit that thumbs up. I'll talk to you soon.